Good morning, students. This is 10th Standard Biology video class, video 3. In this video, we are going to continue the lesson Genetics. Dear students, in the previous video class, we have seen Mendel's interpretation on monohybrid cross. Then, what is dihybrid cross? How he has proved that dihybrid ratio, that is 9:3:3:1. Then, result of dihybrid cross by Mendel. Dear students, now in this video we are going to see the different laws proposed by Mendel and structure of chromosome, different types of chromosomes, how they are transferring the genetic material from one generation to another generation. Dear students, before entering into the topic, we are going to see the diagrammatic representation of monohybrid cross. See the parental generation. He has taken pure tall breeding pea plant is crossed with a pure dwarf breeding plant. They are containing the genes in homozygous condition, that is occur in pairs. Capital TT is known as the dominant. Small tt is the recessive trait. Gametes are segregated from both the parent, then again joined together. They are producing the F1 gametes, capital T with a small t. This is heterozygous condition, but they are expressing only the dominant character. So all the F1 hybrids are known as tall plant only. So these tall plants are self-pollinated with another heterozygous tall plant, that is capital T with a small t. The gametes are produced with a capital T small t, capital T small t. Both of them crossed. They are producing 4 hybrids. See that one, capital TT, capital T with a small t 2, then small tt is the 1. So the phenotypic ratio is the external appearance. 3 tall plant, see the figure, 3 tall plant, so 3. 1 dwarf plant, 1. So the phenotypic ratio is tall and dwarf, 3 tall and 1 dwarf plant. But the genotypic ratio may be vary. First one is the capital TT, only 1, that is pure breeding tall parental plant. Then in the middle, they are having the heterozygous condition, capital T with a small t, but they are also expressing only the dominant character, that is tall. This is said to be heterozygous tall. What is the number here? 2 in number. The last one, small tt. This is the homozygous recessive pure breeding dwarf plant. That is the genotypic ratio of monohybrid 1:2:1. So this is the diagrammatic representation of monohybrid cross. Dear students, next we are going to see the different laws of Mendel. So based on the experiment result of monohybrid cross and dihybrid cross, Mendel has proposed different important laws. These laws are nowadays called as Mendel's law of purity, laws of heredity. Nowadays, Mendel's important laws are named as Mendel's laws of heredity. First one, law of dominance. When 2 homozygous individuals with 1 or more sets of contrasting character are crossed, the F1 hybrids are dominant. The other recessive characters are suppressed by the dominant allele or an gene which is present in the chromosome. That law is known as law of dominance. See the paragraph. When two homozygous individuals with one or more sets of contrasting character. So only one single character means capital T, capital T. Two contrasting characters means round yellow, capital RR and capital YY. Isn't it? So this one of the parent is crossed with another one or two contrasting characters of parental one. Then F1 generations are dominant. At the same time, the recessive traits or characters do not appear in the F1 generation. That is known as law of dominance. Next one, law of segregation or law of purity of gametes. Dear students, in the F1 hybrid, a pair of contrasting characters are brought together. The two contrasting pair of an allele which are remain together without mixing. At the same time, independently, they are segregated when gametes are formed. When the gametes are formed, the two factors of allelic form remain together without mixing. At what time? Formation of gametes. Then after that, these two alleles are separate out and enters into the each gametes. So without mixing the allelic character, they are expressed individually and also independently and enter into the gametes. That is said to be law of segregation. Both the contrasting characters are separated without mixing and they are separate out independently in the gametes is known as law of segregation. The third one is the law of independent assortment. Dear students, simultaneously, that means at the same time, the two or more pair of characters are inherited from one generation to another generation. The factors are a genes of one pair assort out independently of the other pair. That means in the one or more contrasting character, when they are crossed together at that time, one pair of the gene or a factor is independently expressed a character in the gametes is known as law of independent assortment without disturbing the other trait or an character. That is known as law of independent assortment. These are all the three different laws of Mendel. That is law of dominance. Second one, law of segregation. And third one is the laws of independent assortment. The three different laws of Mendel is a very, very important 7-mark question. And also, see the more to know paragraph. T.H. Morgan is a genetist, awarded Nobel Prize in the year 1933 for the determination of role of chromosomes in heredity. Dear students, up to this we have seen different hybridization crosses of Mendel, monohybrid cross and dihybrid cross, and different laws of Krieger-Johann Mendel. Now we are going to see structure of chromosomes, DNA structure and genes. Dear students, our body which is made up of millions of cells. Inside the cell, protoplasm is there. Protoplasm divided into nucleus and cytoplasm. Inner side of the nucleus, we have seen fine thread-like structure in the form of net-like structure is known as chromosomes. The term chromosome was coined by the scientist Waldeyer in the year 1888. Is the important book back. One more question. So these chromosomes are the carrier of genetic material from one generation to next generation, which contains the heredity information. So these chromosomes only which are carrying the genetic material from one generation to another generation, which contains or which carry heredity information. So these chromosomes are highly condensed, that means reduced, short form, coiled chromatin fibers with DNA, that is deoxyribonucleic acid, that forms the genetic material. That means the chromosomes are made up of with chromatin fiber packed like structure known as DNA is the genetic material. Inside the DNA, we are having the segments is known as genes. These genes are only responsible for inheritable character, and also they are determining the particular external appearance of the character, that is phenotypic character. The genes are located in the chromosome in a particular position or a specific position, that is known as locus. Two more question. What is locus? Each gene which is present in the chromosome at a specific position, that is known as locus. What is gene? Genes are a segments of DNA responsible of inheritance of particular external character, that is phenotypic character. So during cell division only, so these genetic informations are passed from one generation to another generation, which is present in the gene. The gene only which contains the genetic character or information that is passed from one generation to another generation during cell division. So that is the what is chromosome. Who coined the term chromosome? Waldeyer. The chromosome which are containing the contains the fiber substance known as DNA, is a genetic material which is made up of the genes. Genes are located on the chromosome in a specific position is known as locus. These genes only hereditary material which carries the information from one generation to another generation. Now, we are going to see the next topic, that is structure of a chromosome. So these chromosomes are present inner side of the nucleus, which is thin, long, thread-like structure, which consists of two identical strands. That means similar strand is called chromatids. These two chromatids are joined together with the help of the centromere. So each chromatids which are made up of with coiled structure known as chromonema. This chromonema which has a number of bead-like structure, mani madri, along its length is known as chromomeres. So each chromosome which are made up of with pair of strand is known as sister chromatids. These chromatids are connected by a region is known as centromere. Chromatids made up of with spirally coiled thin structure called chromonema. This chromonema has number of beads-like structure known as chromomeres. The chromosomes are made up of with two types of nucleic acid. One is DNA deoxyribonucleic acid. Another one, ribonucleic acid. Some kinds of protein is also present in the chromosome known as chromosomal protein. They are divided into histone and non-histone proteins. Metallic ions also present in the chromosome. The chromosomal proteins, that is histone and non-histone proteins, provide structural support to the chromosomes. That is the structure of a chromosome. Dear students, see the first diagram. This is the fine thread like structure of a chromosome, which are containing pair of strand connected by a center position is known as centromere. Pair of strands are known as chromatid or sister chromatids. Then these chromatids, which are made up of with fine thread-like structure known as chromonema. This chromonema, which contains bead-shaped structure known as chromomeres. Then see the another diagram, second diagram, is the entire structure of a chromosomes, which contains different structure with a different function. That is, the terminal part of a chromosome is known as telomere. Then they are having different constrictions. That is, a small depression, secondary constriction and primary constriction. Inner side, they are having the chromonemata. Some chromosomes, they are having the bulb-like structure is known as satellite. The chromosome with the satellite is known as SAT chromosomes. The centromere region, they are containing the spindle fibers, which are responsible for the cell division process. This is the structure of a chromosome. Dear students, the chromosome consists of the following regions. First one, primary constriction. Dear students, the two arms. What is the two arms? We already seen that chromosomes are made up of with a pair of strands. So at the center they are having the centromere. The upper side they are having the two arms. On the lower side they are having the another two arms. That is said to be pair of chromosomes known as sister chromatids, isn't it? So these two arms of the chromosomes are meet at the point is called primary constriction or centromere. Kindly note the word. Centromere is otherwise known as, what is that one? Primary constriction. In this centromere region, the spindle fibers are attached to the chromosome, which helps in the cell division process. So in this centromere region only, the fiber which are produced during cell divisions are attached, that is known as spindle fiber. With the help of the spindle fibers only, chromosomes are attached to the spindle fibers. Next one, secondary constriction. Some chromosome which are contains secondary chromosomes at any point of the chromosomal region, there is secondary constriction. They are known as the nuclear zone or nucleolar organizer. That means the oval shaped body which is present inner side of the nucleus is known as nucleolus. You are studied in the lower classes. These nucleoluses are organized from the secondary constriction of the chromosome. So these constrictions are known as nucleolar organizer. The next region are the telomere. I told you the end of the chromosome or terminal part of the chromosome is known as telomere. This telomere which shows the polarity, that means polar region, North Pole and South Pole region, which prevents the chromosome which are joining to the adjacent chromosomes. One chromosome which are joining with the nearby chromosome is prevented by the region is known as telomere, is the end part of the chromosome or terminal part of the chromosomes. And also this telomere which maintains the stability of the chromosomes. Stableness. That stableness is maintained by the telomere region of the chromosomes. Next one is the satellite. Some of the chromosome, the satellite is not present in all the chromosomes. Some of the chromosomes which are having the knob-like appendages, that means outgrowth. One end of the chromosome known as satellite. The chromosome with satellites are known as SAT chromosome. Explained with the help of the diagram, isn't it? What are all the parts or a region I explained with the diagram is given in the paragraph. These are all the 4 regions of chromosomes. First one, primary construction, otherwise known as centromere. This centromere which contains the spindle fiber which attaches the chromosome during cell division. Next one, secondary construction. It is not present in all the chromosome. Some chromosome, the secondary constructions are present at any point of the chromosomes. They are producing nucleolus. So they are known as nucleolar organizer. Next one, telomere is the end of the chromosome. This telomere which prevents the chromosome joining with the adjacent chromosomes, and also it gives the stability of the chromosome. Then satellite, this is also not present in all the chromosome. Some of the chromosome, they are showing the knob-like appendages known as satellite. A chromosome with a satellite is known as SAT chromosome. Is another important 2-mark question. What is SAT chromosome? What is secondary construction? Primary construction? What is telomere? Totally describe the structure of chromosome with a neat labeled diagram is a very, very important book back question. Dear students, I hope have you all understood what is different types of Mendel's law, what is chromosome, DNA and gene, then structure of the chromosome with a different region and their function. Dear students, up to this I conclude my video. Remaining we will see in the next video class. God bless you. All the best children.